Zack Volcanoes explained. Before we get down to all the good stuff, let's talk about what a volcano actually is. A volcano is an opening in the surface of the earth. In this opening, there is a magma chamber. And a magma chamber is a little chamber inside the volcano where all the hot magma is kept. Volcanoes let this hot magma out of their little hole opening. Now, next thing, what's the difference between lava and magma? Well, the difference is magma is what's still inside of the volcano. But lava, on the other hand, is when the volcano has erupted, which is what I'm going to get to next, and lava comes out. Well, it was originally magma, but it's now lava because it came out of the volcano. So this is magma, and this is lava. Now, what causes a volcano to erupt? Well, when the magma, it's still magma because it hasn't erupted yet, is still inside the volcano, and there's more surrounding rock inside the volcano around the magma, this causes the magma to rise up out of the magma chamber and erupt out of the volcano. Next, where do volcanoes form? Well, this has a little bit to do with plate tectonics. Volcanoes only usually form around oceanic divergent boundaries, which are plates coming apart, and convergent boundaries, which are plates coming together. Now, continuing on the ocean topic, where in the world are the most volcanoes found? Well, in the Pacific Ocean, there is a, ring, and so this is the Pacific Ocean, and it's a little ring. This ring is called the Ring of Fire, and the reason that it's called that, as you may have guessed already, is because there are a bunch of other underwater volcanoes there. And this is where you'll find the most volcanoes, so yeah. Now let's get to the good part. What are the different types of volcanoes, and how are they different from each other? Well, the first volcano I'll be talking about is a composite volcano. And a composite volcano is just a volcano. And the special characteristic of a composite volcano is it's made by many layers of hardened lava. So lava built up, the hardened lava built up, and it made this sort of volcano. So yeah, so that's the composite volcano. The next type of volcano is what's called a shield volcano. And a shield volcano is not what you might think an average volcano looks like. A shield volcano looks more like this, like a giant hill, sort of goes out really far. And the way a shield volcano is made is when lava goes farther than usual, and then it hardens, and it sort of makes this long hill shape, and sort of goes to a peak and goes down. So, yeah, that's what's sort of special about shield volcano. The next type of a volcano is a dome volcano. And a dome volcano is, a dome volcano is when lava piles up, and of course you can see it sort of looks a little bit like a dome. It's not exactly what it looks like, but it's easier for you to picture, as you can see. And that's made when lava piles up on top of itself and sort of makes this dome shape. So that's a dome volcano. And the last but not least is the cinder cone volcano. And the cinder cone volcano is the type of volcano you might see in a movie or a TV show. That's really like the classic volcano. The cinder cone volcano is just that big, tall, sort of like roller coaster ride sort of volcano that looks pretty classic. And that volcano is built from volcanic cinders. So like that's like the rain. It's like the smoke rain, sort of the black rain. It's like lava rain a little bit, and it's made from volcanic cinders that solidify. So they fall to the ground and they solidify. They sort of build up this cinder cone volcano. So yeah, that's a cinder cone volcano. Now I'm going to talk about 3 famous volcanoes. So 3 volcanoes. The first volcano is Mount Vesuvius. And Mount Vesuvius is probably the most famous volcano in history. And it's located in the Gulf of Naples in Italy. And Pompeii, I guess, right outside of Pompeii. And when did it erupt, you may ask? Well, it erupted in 79 AD, and it is the most famous volcanic eruption in history. The impact of the Vesuvius eruption released clouds of deadly stones and molten rock, and it was bad. It was really bad. Deadly stones flying out through black smoke and tons of bad stuff. So it's believed, estimates of how many people died that I found ranged from 1,000 to 16,000 people. So yeah, that killed a lot of people. The next volcano I'm going to talk about is Anak Krakatoa, and that is a volcano located in Indonesia, and it erupted in 1883. And the impact of the eruption, it was, just to give you a little idea, the eruption was 13,000 times the power of an atomic bomb, and 36,000 people died. So, yeah, that was a pretty big eruption. Yeah, pretty sad. And again, last but not least, the third volcano is Mount St. Helens. And sorry about that again, I still have Phil on. The third volcano is Mount St. Helens, and that's located in Washington State. When did it? And it erupted in 1980. And it was a gigantic eruption. Luckily, only 57 people died. And again, ash came down as black rain, sort of like cinders, sort of. So ash came down as black rain, and that was really bad. So yeah. Now finally, we're on to predicting volcanoes. So let's talk about what signs a volcano may give off before it erupts. Well, a volcano, there may be small earthquakes under the volcano, and that gives off signs of maybe an eruption is going to happen. Also, the volcano might inflate a little bit, like start swelling up, seem to get a little bit bigger. And then the last sign that I researched is there is sometimes heat and gas coming from the top of the volcano. So those are all signs that a volcano may be about to erupt. Let's talk about what tools scientists use to predict volcanoes. Well, first tool is a tilt meter. And a tilt meter measures changes in the volcano's slope. And and then the second tool that I researched are seismic monitors, and they measure small tremors near the volcano. So yeah, those are the tools that scientists use to predict volcanoes erupting. We've talked about the tools that scientists use. Let's talk about how good they are at predicting volcanic eruptions? Well, scientists, this is a little bit of a hard one. Scientists are good at predicting volcanoes, and they aren't. So, volcanoes, scientists can really never tell if it's when it's going to erupt exactly, or if it's going to erupt or not. But if the volcano shows hints of an eruption, like what we were talking about before, they can sort of get an idea of when it might happen, but like really nothing's certain when they're predicting volcanoes. So yeah, that's it for my volcano presentation, and I hope you liked it. So the end. Yay! Smiley face.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.